My role on the Pathway Board is to give the views of other patients. You're there as a patient representative through Greater Manchester Cancer's steering group and the body of patients that are signed up to it. You're actually giving the views of other patients. You're responsible to them as well as to the Pathway Board. It's the ultimate position you can be in as a patient to help work with clinicians and set policy and the standards for everyone's treatment.
And I think when clinicians are all meeting together, they can be very focused on different things in terms of the cancer, the cure rates, the figures, the data, but we're not actually thinking about patient priorities, which are often very different to clinicians' priorities. So Mike can really bring that into the fore, and often agendas and discussions change from the comments that he makes within that meeting. When we think about prostate cancer in particular, there's a lot of variability across the city, and often patients can have very different experiences depending on where they live. I don't know whether you'd agree with that, Mike.
I've found from speaking to people affected by cancer across Greater Manchester that there's a huge variation. Different people have got access to different services, different support groups, and they're seen at different lengths of time between follow-up appointments in different hospitals. There's so much. No one knows exactly what everyone else is doing. So
I think when we're trying to think about the gold standard for patients and thinking about that parity across the city, I think a lot of the time the clinicians are not grasping at straws, but there's that uncertainty as what the real needs of the individual patients were. So Mike was able to organise a focus group with some of the people that have been affected by prostate cancer to actually tease some of that bits out, and we came up with some really good strategies that we could then feed back into the Pathway Board and then on towards the Vanguard project.
with support from the user involvement team from Macmillan, we pulled together a focus group of prostate cancer patients and a carer, and we got together with Helen and Jane, and together we started discussing what the variations were, what we needed, and we worked out various things, I think.
Yeah, we came up with some quite good action points, I think, which were mainly around providing holistic care and continuity of care and flexible care. Those were the things that were the key points important to the patients. And then we were able to take that and feed that back up to the Urology Pathway Board. So we've actually progressed that work now and fed that back up to the Pathway Board, as I said, and they were very receptive actually with a lot of the outcomes and actions that we came up with. And now that's moved through and back onto the work that the Vanguard are doing in Project 9, looking more closely at those aftercare pathways, trying to get that parity. And Mike and I are both actually involved in that, so we're able to really drive the work forward.